Welcome back. We are still on the same tone. We looked at how we looked at how ions are formed, and we looked at what are ionic bonds, and we said that ionic bonds are basically the attractions of ions which brings about these electrical forces, bring about what we call ionic bond. In today's session, we will base ourselves on atoms share pairs of electrons in covalent bonds. Atoms share pairs of electrons in covalent bonds. So what we mean here by sharing is that normally not all atoms easily gain or lose electrons. Easily gain or lose electrons. Gain or lose electrons. Rather, the atoms of many elements share pairs of electrons. Rather, the atoms of many elements share. They share pairs of electrons. In a sense that maybe we have a number of electrons which are almost half-half, and no one is willing to give up his electrons. Then what happens is that these electrons end up being shared. The shared pairs of electrons fill the outermost energy level of the bonded atoms. So what they do, the shared pairs of electrons fill the outermost energy level of bonded atoms. Outermost energy level of bonded atoms. So a covalent bond forms when atoms share a pair of electrons. So what we call a covalent bond forms when atoms share a pair of electrons. Let's go through the model here and see how this happens. So carbon atom needs 4 electrons. Carbon atom needs 4 electrons to fill its outer energy level. Carbon atoms need 4 electrons. It needs 4 electrons to fill its outer energy level. We are talking about the outer energy level. An oxygen atom needs 2 electrons. An oxygen atom needs 2 electrons to fill its outer energy level. In carbon dioxide, carbon makes a double bond or shares 2 pairs of electrons with each oxygen atom. Here we are having oxygen atom. Oxygen has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We know that in the outermost energy shell, normally oxygen has 8 electrons. 2 electrons will go in the first energy level. Then the remaining 6 will go to the next energy level. But here, you can see that these electrons now here are shared. We are having here carbon. Carbon has 6 electrons. So in the first energy level it will have 2. This one has 2 and 6. This one will have 2 and it will remain with 4. So because it has 4 in the outermost energy level, what happens? It will donate the 2 here to complete or to make this oxygen molecule stable. At the same time, it will contribute its 2 here to make this other one also stable. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for oxygen, and this one has 1, 2 that it has contributed here, and 1, 2, 4. But if you look at them together, they form 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it will be stable, and this one will be stable. Normally, covalent bonds are very stable. Normally, covalent bonds are very stable. So a covalent bond forms when atoms share a pair of electrons. Covalent bonds are generally very strong, and depending on how many electrons atoms has, 2 atoms may form several covalent bonds to share several pairs of electrons. So like you can see here, this one has formed, carbon atom is able to form double bonds. It's able to form double bond. If we make it clear here, if we are having carbon, then this is how it would look like. So you will have a carbon molecule having double bond to form what we are calling carbon dioxide. So you can see that these are the bonds here. This is what we call covalent bonding. So we will stop here for this session. In the next session, we will be looking at properties of water.